119 SharesConscious channeling versus intuitive channeling versus trance channeling. Channeling is channeling, right? Well, actually, there are different types of channeling, and even one type, like conscious channeling, can take many different forms. So today I want to help clear up some of the confusion by sharing the three main types of channeling. This will also help you to learn whether or not you've started channeling without realizing it. You can also check out my post about what channeling really is here, confusion around what channeling is. So, the reason there's a bit of confusion around what channeling is, and how it works, is because there are actually different types of channeling. And so you may often hear someone say, "Yeah, I channeled that book." And yet, the book is written in their own voice and shares personal stories from their life. Or you may hear someone say, "I channel my YouTube videos." And yet they're not sharing WHO or what they are actually channeling. So here's the thing. It's not that these people are being dishonest, or even inadvertently misleading. Rather, there are different types of channeling. So let's clear up the confusion. The three types of channeling. 1. Intuitive channeling. First off, there is intuitive channeling. This is also sometimes called clairvoyant channeling. Sponsored links. This is where you as the channel are present and conscious in the moment, and yet you are receiving through thought forms guidance from spirit. The thought forms, messages, and divine guidance can flow through you with or without your conscious awareness. When I was first opening to channeling, I found that in certain situations, when I was talking to people, I would just start flowing guidance and message through without meaning or consciously trying to. I would suddenly be sharing a message of love and guidance with them, without really knowing the source. This happens because you always have guides and angels around you, and sometimes their guidance just gets mixed in with your own thoughts and stream of consciousness. So without really knowing what you're doing, you start flowing guidance through you through the words you're speaking. Intuitive channeling is very common, and it's something that many people are opening to without even realizing it. 2. Conscious channeling. This brings us to the second type of channeling, which is what I call a conscious channeling. It could also be called light trance channeling. This is how I channel when I channel the archangels, the council of light, and my guides and angels. I go within deliberately, and consciously call in a guided team of guides or angels of the highest Christed light. I then consciously focus awareness on my heart, third eye and crown, and allow my consciousness to become very present, open, relaxed, and very receptive. As a conscious channel, my consciousness remains present in observer mode, observing the situation and observing when a guide or angel comes in. Through that observation, I then am able to receive the frequency and guidance of the higher dimensional spiritual being, and transmit it through speaking that guidance one word at a time, while also channeling frequency through my heart, hands, and ascension pillar, central pillar of light. So conscious channeling, like trance channeling, is where you become conscious, and yet choose to step into the vantage of the observer as you connect with a high-level guide or angel, allowing their guidance to flow through. Trance channeling. The third type of channeling is trance channeling. This is when the channel actually steps out of their body into a light realm, hopefully into a safe space. But either way, the channel actually consciously leaves their body in order for the higher dimensional guide, higher guide, entity, depending on who and what they're channeling, to step into their life stream to essentially take over the body functions, and to then channel through. Trance channeling is how Jane Roberts, who channeled Seth back in the day, channeled Abraham, also channels this way, as well as Bashar. So that is trance channeling, where the channel actually steps outside of their body and the spirit being steps in to directly speak through. Quick recap of the three types of channeling. So just to quickly recap, intuitive channeling is when you, the channel, are receiving guidance and messages from spirit without conscious awareness, and speaking that message mixed in with your normal stream of consciousness. Conscious channeling is when you are conscious and present, stepping aside to observe and allow a clear message from spirit to flow through. And then trance channeling is where the channel Y leaves their body and the spirit guide or higher dimensional being essentially takes over, speaking a message directly using their body. Clarity while channeling. Now when it comes to channeling, clarity is key. And when it comes to clarity, it really depends on the individual channeler rather than the type of channeling to determine how clear a message is going to be. All types of channeling are subject to misinterpretation, distortion and interference. Again, this is why clarity, but also discernment are so important. Sponsored links. Being a clear channel means that a channel is mixing in less of their ego mind, and the message is less distorted, so the message is clear and more direct. It might seem like trance channeling would be clearer than intuitive channeling, but this is not necessarily the case. So sometimes people are trance channeling and may boldly and with authority speak words from a guide or entity, and yet, much of their own ego is mixing into the message. Yes, it is possible to quickly shift in and out of a trance state. On the other hand, someone who is unknowingly intuitively channeling could actually be relaying a clear message. So this is one of the most confusing things about channeling and why discernment is critically important when listening to channel material, and really discernment is critically important on the spiritual path in general. With any spiritual material and anything in this world, it's important to discern on multiple levels. Is the guidance for you? Is it helpful? Does it resonate with you as truth? Is it uplifting? Is it something you want to listen to and integrate or not? Also, there is then an added layer of discernment required, which is, what type of being is speaking? Or what types of beings or entities are influencing different teachers? Are they guides of the middle path of the highest Christ in light? Or are they overly spiritual or overly materialistic? Learn more about the three types of spiritual beings here. Then, of course, how much of the ego mind of a channel or spiritual teacher is infiltrating the message regardless of how they're channeling. Discernment is key. Learn more about developing spiritual discernment here. Okay, so I hope this is helpful for you in clearing up some confusion surrounding the three types of channeling. Also, if you would like to learn how to conscious channel, as I channel, check out the Learning to Channel course. This is an incredibly powerful course with the teacher I studied channeling with years